everybody, welcome back. We are back here with the shrimp boat build, and one of the things I didn't show everybody that I kind of wanted to do, this is a brand new tube of glue. I'm going to use this as an example, but when you glue these pieces together, like I showed you, you're going to put the rods in here and here, and then you want to make the back so that way you have the same amount on both sides, so that way the top and the bottom fit on there correctly. And then when you glue them, I just take this instant and I put it around here in all the big spots right here. And what that does is, with using thin CA, it's going to wick into the board and create a really good bond. So I did want to point that out, that is what transpires when I do that. So you don't really need to go back over it with anything. When you glue the top and the bottom on and you get it all set and got it in position and everything, again, it will wick into that and create a really good bond. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, what I ended up doing is I ended up making this, as you know, is the front doubler. This is the motor mount doubler. This is the servo doubler. And then you have two that you glue together, okay? And these are the motor mount doublers that go basically right there, okay? So that's how they go. Well, I ended up and I 3D made them. So I have a 3D doubler. Now this is made out of what's called Fiberon. It's super strong. It's not lighter than the plywood, but the plywood's not as strong. The other thing is, when I went to the motor mount version, you probably can't see this, but the slots for the motor holes are a different size than the motor I'm using, so I ended up making them correctly so that they'll fit. Made that piece as well. I may or may not have to drill a hole down here for another tube to come through, but that's a whole other day. But these are made exact. I also made the servo mount. So what I did different there is, number one, I don't have these the four little slots, because you don't really need them. If you use that for anything, you can just double-sided tape or whatever you want to do with that. But I also made this hole a little bit bigger to fit the S9 servos. And then I made some motor mounts as well. And again, on the motor mounts, you can see there's definitely a difference here. Okay, so I actually placed this bigger hole for the bellows. This one here is for the tube. This actually goes this way on the boat. This one's for the water tube, and then these two holes at the bottom again correspond for the transom. So I have one mocked up just to show you. This is how I did this. I also moved these two holes further to the outside because you want this really close to being flush with the side of the boat. Gives you a little bit more room for propellers, and I haven't had any problems with my other boat set up this way. You can see the bellows. I don't use the metal piece. I just drill that hole is big enough, and I lowered this a little bit as well, as you can see here. This is again just mocked up just to show you. There's the water tube. That's also really tight, good fit. A little bit of glue, that'll be perfect. There's the mount, and then the strut will fit on there like so. So I've got that all set up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get. There's a couple different ways you do this. One way is you can take a straight edge 90-degree T, and you can set it in there like that and then glue them. You do the same for this one and glue it, and the same for this one's going to be a little tough. You have to kind of put them together like that and then glue that. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done off camera, and then we'll be back. Again, I'm just going to use the Instant CA. I'm going to put some on there. It'll wick into the carbon fiber and to the wood and should glue it just fine. The transom you add in later after you get the top and the bottom and everything together, and that needs to be fitted a little bit. So let me go ahead and get this put together off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just got the bulkheads glued. The glue's still drying. I try not to use zip kicker if I can help it, because you got to remember, the longer the glue is there and it takes to dry, you get a stronger bond, so we want those pretty strong. So we're going to let that sit. Then I'm going to just flip this piece and glue them on there. We'll flip it so that it's on the top, or on the bottom rather. Top is curved, bottom's more flat. And then we'll check everything with the square and go from there. So give me a minute, I'll do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and what I've done is I've got the bottom piece covered. I've got the doubler in here put in. You can see that right there, the doubler. And then I've got it tacked right here in each corner. And then I made sure it's set down inside there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lay it right down here like that. We're going to take our glue and we're going to start and just go right there along the sides, on both sides. We're going to let that sit for a little bit. I'm kind of just putting a little bit of pressure on there, and that'll hold it. And then we're going to come up here, we're going to do the same thing, and right here as well. Now we may add a little bit of, got to push down on that. Now here you could use a little zip kicker, I think. Wouldn't be a bad idea to make sure that stays in place. We're just going to give it a little squirt. And that should hold that all in there. It's all nice flush with the flat with the bottom. We have a little bit up here we have to do yet. Oh, keep it down in there. It's got to get put down in there. So we're just going to hold this like that. That is being tough. So I think what we're going to end up doing, we're going to have to use some medium CA and put it along that bottom, because that's just not going to hold. So let's put a little bit right there. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just going right along that edge. Along that edge. We're going to hold it down, hold it together, and then we can add a little bit. You can see the glue. Hold it pretty close. We'll do the same back here. Now the other thing we're going to do is we're going to put quite a bit in there. We're going to let it just run down the sides. That will be more than enough to hold this. When we finish gluing it, we'll be right back. Okay, so we got that all glued. Everything's nice and tight. It's square. It's actually really strong. I'm going to hold off on doing this top piece because I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to cut this out and have the hatch come up here further or not. The rest of this is okay. I may make one big long lid with the opening, cut the opening out here, and make a lid that's one whole piece, similar to the JA26. The JA26, if you can see this has got a really huge, long style canopy. I'll just have to decide if that's what I want to do or not. So I haven't come up with that. So that'll probably be in the next video. I've got another project coming up here real quick. I'm going to set this aside for a little bit. And you'll see next week the new project we've got going. But yeah, this should all go together, no problem at all. A little bit of fitting, but yeah, should be good. Anyway, I know it's a short video today. Thanks for stopping by and working on the shrimp boat with me. I'm just taking my time. I've got all winter to do this. We're going to have a big snowstorm coming in, just like everybody else is going to. But I think for the most part, just need some sanding. And I think we're going to be good. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you again on the next go-around.